So if you play video games or have a significant other that's been locked in a room for hours screaming for the past couple of months,
Bro, are you even aiming?
then you've probably heard of Marvel Rivals. Marvel Rivals is a really cool video game that released just last December of 2024 that features characters like Spider-Man, Storm, and they just recently added the Fantastic Four. So Marvel Rivals is constantly coming out with new character designs for familiar faces. But the style is what makes it different from any other game. As an artist, I can appreciate the style, so of course my boyfriend challenged me to do something I've never done before. So today, I'm going to be drawing Rogue, and I'm going to show you how to steal Marvel Rivals art style.
They stole it from us.
Alright, so before I draw Rogue, I have to figure out how the style works, which is actually easier than it sounds. First off, let's talk about the use of color. The artists behind Marvel Rivals have a knack for using bold, vibrant tones that make each panel pop. Notice how the colors are saturated but still feel grounded, giving each character a sense of depth while maintaining that sketchy comic book flair. It's actually super similar to the animated Spider-Man movies with Miles Morales. You really could say they've taken notes from different forms of media, like movies, shows, and comic books, which is where Marvel really shines. A key characteristic of the style is that everything is exaggerated and a lot more futuristic. All the characters have armor or some kind of padding, which gives them a battle-ready look and opens the door for a lot more detail to be in buckles, boots, belts, and other kinds of accessories. So I'm going to do a quick study of a character that's already in game. Let's start with drawing Mantis. I started sketching with a red Procreate brush and eventually moved into rendering the face. I knew this study wasn't going to be the best thing ever, so I was okay with the mistakes I made because I learned from them. Like for starters, I blended everything out a little too much and didn't really add any flat shapes. Looking back at the style, there's a marriage between the two. I also noticed I didn't add any sketchy lines because if you look, one of the main details is that the lines are rough and cross over each other in different spots, making this little X shape. And I just used all the wrong brushes. These are things that I'll pay more attention to when I'm actually going to draw it. So with that in mind, let's draw Rogue. By the way, I'm going to be using Procreate for all of this. When deciding who I was going to draw for this challenge, I was debating between Mystique, Jean Grey, and Rogue. I ultimately decided on doing Rogue because I really like the character, and I thought it would be a good starting point for if I wanted to do more. Rogue is a character that's been a part of the X-Men for quite some time now, appearing in multiple comics, movies like X-Men Days of Future Past, and my current favorite, X-Men 97, which is an animated series that you can also enjoy on Disney+. Now that the sketch is finished, it was time to lay down some flat color and start the rendering process. I started painting the face using a hard brush and switching to the blending tool when I wanted a spot to be a little smoother. For the face, I think I leaned more into how she looks in X-Men 97, taking the red lips and skin tone as a reference to build on. Moving on to her hair, originally I was planning on giving her a mullet to show an edgier side of Rogue, but I changed my mind and decided to make her hair big and curly because she's a Southern belle, okay? So Rogue has a couple of key characteristics that make her recognizable, like the jacket with the rolled up sleeves, her gloves, and the white stripes of hair. I would call them money pieces, but sometimes it's just a whole chunk of white hair. These are things I would add to the drawing to portray the character accurately. In game, all the characters have dynamic hairstyles, showing off tons of movement, volume, and texture that reminds me of how hair sits in anime. Each character is so different, minus our honorable mention, Dagger and Invisible Woman. But for other characters, the silhouette, the hair, plus the accessories are a huge part of that. Let's just say if you exaggerate something or make it oversized, it stands out more. Right now, I'm using the technical pen to give the hair some depth, and throughout this whole drawing, you'll see me add lines that are attached to flat squares of color. It was something I noticed on characters like Squirrel Girl and Loki that really pushed the look. And I finished that off with those crisscross lines that I was telling you about. So I decided to take a quick break to see if I could fly because you don't know what I'm capable of, okay? And well, I must say, I think I have flight abilities. So maybe one day I'll be faster, I'll be stronger, I'll be... Okay. Now let's move on to the body. Since we're drawing in the Marvel Rival style, we need to give Rogue a powerful stance. So she's currently flying, or floating, if you will. I made the fit look similar to her usual yellow and green suit, but bulked it up a bit to look more like the game. I used the same hard brush that I've been using to paint the suit and switched to the line brush to create sharper shapes like this one on her chest. Earlier, I said that I'm doing something I've never done before, and there's nothing but truth in that statement. I've never drawn a full body digitally. Nor have I painted one, and I mean like full body, head to toe, extended legs, the whole shebang. I think it's because of fear. As artists, we're constantly worried about messing up, not liking what we've made, how everyone else feels about our art, and that fear can sometimes stop you from trying new things. It's definitely done that to me a lot of the time. I honestly didn't think I was capable of doing a design like this, but because I was having so much fun, I didn't really care how it turned out in the end. So if you're thinking about taking a crack at this style or this challenge, after watching this video, do it. You might learn something about yourself. Shout out to this jacket that I just finished because I am obsessed. Okay guys, let's get into my favorite part of this drawing, the accessories. This part was actually pretty quick. I did some blue detailing on the glove. They're usually yellow, but I wanted something dark to separate all the different colors that was going on. Then I went on to rendering the belt. I saw that in the comics, Rogue has a fitted belt that's usually red with a black X in the middle, but I like the double belt look more, so I went with that. Instead of drawing two belts that wrapped around her waist, I did a belt that has a strap hanging off the side of her hip with pouches, designing one that's chunkier and a little bit scratched up. After that, I finished everything up with this iconic lighting. The way you would achieve this is by drawing solid white shapes where the light would hit, then add a light blue outline to the outer edge and a pink outline on the inner edge. So now that all the finishing touches are done, all I did was draw up a nice little background for the character, just like the ones you see in game, okay? To make this feel as real as possible. So with that being said, here's the finished product. So, if you made it all the way to the end of this video, thanks for watching. I had so much fun doing this character design challenge for Rogue, and I hope these tips and tricks helped you if you were interested in trying the style out yourself. But don't forget to subscribe for more, and let me know down in the comments if the design was a success, or if you want to see another one of these from me. But again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.
Never been, but they always ask for more. Keep on running around, keep on